What's going on? So in today's video, we're going to go over how to find deeply discounted deals in real estate. I get this question all the time, so I figured I'd just make a video on it. So I want to explain first that there are two types of deals. There is on-market deals and off-market deals. On-market deals are something that anyone in the public can see. These deals get posted on Zillow, Realtor, Redfin, websites like that. Then there's off-market deals. So I want to say firstly and foremost that most deals are done off market. And so what do I mean by off market? These are deals that you and I will never see. I would say that 80% of total deal flow is going off market versus the 20% that you see online on Zillow, Realtor, Redfin. Off market is basically when the property never touches these websites and it's dealt directly between the buyer and the agent and the seller, or directly through the seller, right? So let's go over the 4 off-market strategies. They fall in these buckets. The first bucket is social media. The second is through realtors and brokers. The fourth is through wholesalers. And the fourth is my favorite, and that's directly to the seller. So let's talk about direct to seller really quickly. So with direct to seller off-market strategies, essentially, this is you, the buyer, going directly to the seller and asking if they're interested in selling their property. So you might be asking, how do I find sellers who are interested in selling their property? Well, you need to pull what's called a list. List is just lingo terminology that real estate investors use. Essentially, what a list is publicly available data of homeowners. So you can look this information up yourself. In fact, I'll type it out right here. So TruePeopleSearch.com. Type in your home address on TruePeopleSearch.com and your phone number, your name, your address history, your cousins, your mom, your dad, anyone who they might think is related to you is going to pop up on this website. It actually is kind of scary and blew my mind at the same time. That's the free website, TruePeopleSearch.com. So this is these records of, I'm not going to go into it on this video, but your information is out there. So basically you pull a list of homeowners and then contact those homeowners and see if they're interested to sell. Usually real estate investors like to target motivation factors in home sellers. So what is a motivation? A motivation is if a seller is in pre-foreclosure or they've already missed payments to the bank and the bank is getting ready to take their property back from them, you can search a pre-foreclosure list and contact those sellers or those people directly to see if they might be interested in doing a deal with you. So there's tons of lists out there. This video isn't for that. It's simply to provide the information to you and then you can go do research yourself. Excuse me. So let me just delete this. Boom. Okay, so I just wanted to highlight direct to seller because it is amazing. And now all the channels for direct to seller. This is like you can get really crazy with this. So there's cold calling, texting, direct mail, door knocking. I'm going to go down the whole list, but the big 3 in my opinion are cold calling, texting, and direct mail. The top 3 right here. Essentially, once you pull that list of motivated sellers, you're going to want to call them on your phone, or you can get a Google Voice number for free, which is great. You don't have to call directly for your phone number. And it's an app that you download on your phone in order to make calls and texts from your phone, but through a different number in your area code or the area code of homes that you're targeting at that moment. So essentially you pull this list of people and then you can choose to call them, you can text them, you can mail them, and you can door knock them. I actually have a mentee right now who is door knocking 1,000 doors a week, and he's actually getting listings because he's an agent, and he's also finding some really profitable looking leads on the investment wholesaling side of things. So don't discount door knocking. That's what direct to seller marketing is. Next up, you can do radio and TV. Obviously, this filming a TV commercial or a radio ad is more high level. And once you actually build out a company and a foundation, I've done radio ads, but I've never done TV commercials. There's bandit signs. You've probably seen these in your local neighborhood. It's just like a little picket sign that you'll see on the side of the road that says, like, we buy houses for cash fast, call this number. That's what a bandit sign is called. So you can put those up basically free. You just got to pay for all the signage. Craigslist, there are a lot of people who post deals on there. Same with Craigslist is Bigger Pockets Marketplace. Bigger Pockets, if you haven't heard of it, is hands down the best real estate investing website for beginners. full stop. They have blog articles, they have a bookstore, they have people. It's like a social media network where you can connect with investor friendly agents and lenders and contractors. It's just an amazing resource to have. So I would highly recommend you look at that. And they also have this marketplace similar to Craigslist. People will post deals online and try and get deal flow done. Next up is for rent signs. So this is typically not something that people do, but sometimes you might call a tired landlord on the right day and you call up for rent, said, hey, I'm not interested in renting your property, but I may be interested in purchasing your home. Would you be open to an offer on the property? And who knows? I've heard of deals getting done like that before. I personally got so many leads doing that. Next up is another advanced one, Facebook marketing, Facebook ads. Other one is also advanced SEO and website. And then this is classic. It's going to meetups. So there's things called real estate investing meetups. You can find this on meetup.com. I'll actually put that right here, meetup.com. Search for your area and you can type in real estate and it'll show all the meetups. Like people such as myself, I host my own, I go to other people's. It's really just an event where people who are beginners all the way to advanced real estate investors go together, network, swap war stories, build connections, build relationships, and honestly, get some deal flow. That's the crazy part. I actually attended a meetup where I met a gentleman, okay? Him and I met, I think like 3 years ago. And I liked his vibe. I liked his energy. So we kept in contact for 2 years through Instagram and texting, just here and there. Finally, I moved to San Diego where I originally met him at the meetup. And we ended up doing a deal together that he brought to me, a 49-unit apartment development deal in San Diego in one of the most desirable neighborhoods in that city. So you never know what deals you're going to strike in meetups. Wholesalers, flippers, developers, lenders, everyone goes to these meetups. So I would highly suggest you do that. Cool. So I want to go back to the buckets. We really went in a direct to seller because that's the big one. Now, wholesalers are a great way of getting deal flow. Wholesalers, if you don't know, are people that really truly only go direct to seller. They're doing all of this dirty work, the cold calling, the texting, the mailing, and they're finding sellers to put properties under contract, and then they're looking to sell contracts to people like you, an investor who wants to flip, who wants to develop, who wants to get rental properties. You can find wholesalers through local groups on Facebook. You can type in, for example, if I'm in San Diego, you go San Diego wholesalers or San Diego real estate investors and type in on the Facebook page and say, hey, any wholesalers out there? I'm looking to get on your buyers list. You'll have tons of leads in no time. In fact, my very first client got his fix and flip, $1 million flip from a wholesaler in San Diego, which is absolutely bananas. Next is realtors and brokers. So remember, we talked about on-market deals. So on-market is anything that hits Zillow. Agents typically list properties on Zillow, Realtor, things like that to get max exposure. Well, a lot of the times, a seller will go to a realtor or broker, excuse me, and they'll say, hey, let's test the market. Let's see if we can sell this property before it ever hits the open market. And so a lot of realtors and brokers will shop properties ever before they hit the market. So your objective is to contact these people and stay top of mind in order for them to send you these deals. The least you can do is just make a good qualified offer to them, and you don't need anything else, right? If they like the offer, great, they'll take it. If not, whatever, you'll go on to the next one. And the last thing is through social media. I can't tell you, you're probably watching this video because you found me on social media. So that says a lot, right? Essentially, we've gotten so many deals from social media. It's actually insane. You never know who's watching you. And a real estate agent in LA or a wholesaler or a broker, something like that, they will find you be like, oh, this guy, he does deals, or this gal, she does deals. Let me send this deal to them because I know they farm that area. So if you're active on social media, don't be surprised if you ask for deals on your story, or even if someone sends you something unsolicited, you'll be surprised. So those are all the types of ways you can find deeply discounted deals, and I hope you like this video.